A father was walking with his son on a blistering hot summer day when they passed a landscaper resting on the curb, trying to drink from an old dented water bottle. As they walked by, the son kicked the bottle out of the man's hands, laughing as the water spilled into the dirt. "Why are you slacking off? Get back to work, you're dirtying the sidewalk." The father saw exactly what his son did, but he pretended not to notice. When they got to the grocery store, the father filled the cart with fresh fruits, thick steaks, and ice-cold sodas. However, he also picked up a box of dry, unsalted crackers. The son was confused and asked, "Dad, why are we buying those dry crackers?" "We never eat those." "Don't worry about it, son," the father replied with a tight smile. As they loaded the car, the father excused himself and ran back to the landscaper, whispering, "Please wait here for just a little while longer. I promise to make this right." When they arrived home, the dining table was set. The father sat down to a juicy steak and a tall glass of sparkling lemonade filled with ice. On the son's plate, he placed 2 dry crackers and an empty glass. The son was furious and shouted, "Dad, are you serious? I'm starving and thirsty from the walk. Why do I get this garbage while you eat like a king?" The father stared calmly at him and said, "You kicked that man's only water into the dirt. You decided he didn't deserve to drink or rest. So the only meal you deserve is the dryness you forced upon him." The son sat in silence, his throat dry, watching his father eat. After the father finished, he began packing a large cooler with sandwiches, cold sports drinks, and fresh fruit. He handed the heavy cooler to his son. The son's eyes lit up, thinking it was finally his turn to eat, but the father shook his head. "When you kicked that bottle, you crushed a hard-working man's spirit. This cooler is not for you. It is to give him back the respect he earned." They drove back to the curb where the landscaper was still sitting, looking parched and exhausted. The father turned to his son. "That man works in the blistering heat to feed his family. Never look down on someone because their hands are dirty. It usually means they are building a future for someone else." The son burst into tears, realizing how cruel he had been. They got out of the car, and the son carried the cooler to the man. "I am so sorry for what I did," he sobbed, handing over the food. "My father taught me that hard work deserves respect. Please take this." The landscaper smiled broadly, thanked them profusely, and shook the boy's hand.